Hi everyone. Today, let's talk about KEEL Infrastructure. This company's stock has moved up very sharply, but probably most of people never heard about this company. What is this company? So today, I'm going to talk about what the KEEL Infrastructure actually does and how this company is connected to AI and why its stock suddenly surges so much. Before we start, I post the global market news every morning on my YouTube Shorts. I strongly believe this will help your investment decisions. So please check them out and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of them. Okay, then let's get started. KEEL Infrastructure used to be a Bitfarm. Now maybe you heard it. Bitcoin mining company. Its old business was simple. The company used electricity, ran Bitcoin mining machines, and produced Bitcoin. So in the past, investors mainly cared about Bitcoin price, mining cost, power cost, and how many coins the company could mine. But now, the company is changing its identity. KEEL no longer wants to be seen as just a Bitcoin miner. It wants to become an AI infrastructure company. KEEL wants to own or control energy-heavy site, develop data center infrastructure, and lease that infrastructure to companies that need huge amounts of power for AI computing. The word KEEL means the central structure at the bottom of the ship. It helps the ship stay balanced and stable. The company seems to be sending a message with this name. It wants to move away from the highly volatile Bitcoin mining image and become a more stable infrastructure business backed by energy, land, and long-term lease income. That is the main story. KEEL is trying to turn Bitcoin mining assets into AI data center assets. The old business depended heavily on Bitcoin price. If Bitcoin went up, business looked strong. If Bitcoin went down, the business could quickly look weak. But if KEEL can sign long-term leases with AI or high-performance computing customers, the revenue could become more predictable. But here is the important part. This company is now already making big AI data center revenue today. This is still a transition story. The stock has moved sharply because the market is betting on what this company could become, not what it already is. The company already has something very valuable in today's AI economy: power access. Bitcoin mining needs a huge amount of electricity. So former Bitcoin miners often have a power agreement, grid connections, substations, land, and experience running energy-heavy sites. KEEL is trying to take those assets and convert them into AI data center infrastructure. In simple words, the company does not just want to mine Bitcoin with electricity. It wants to use that power position to build data center campuses and lease the infrastructure to AI or high-performance computing customers. So KEEL is not simply selling electricity. The real business model is closer to leasing powered data center infrastructure. The customer needs power, cooling, land, and the site that can support AI computing. KEEL wants to provide the physical infrastructure and collect long-term lease revenue. That is why the stock has moved before the revenue has fully arrived. Investors are not paying for today's Bitcoin mining business. They are paying for the possibility that KEEL can sign real AI infrastructure leases in the future. But this is also the risk. Having power is not the same as having a customer. Having land is not the same as having a finished data center. And having an AI story is not the same as having AI revenue. KEEL still needs to prove that it can turn this mining asset into real contracted data center cash flow. Now, let's look at the company's key sites. The first site is Moses Lake in Washington. This has been one of the company's Bitcoin mining locations. The site is still operating and the company has been upgrading its mining machines. Management has also talked about using this site as part of the AI infrastructure transitions, but the details are still not fully clear. The second site is Panther Creek in Pennsylvania. This looks like one of the most important sites for KEEL's future. The company wants to bring initial power capacity online and develop the first phase of the project. If this site moves forward, it could become a major part of KEEL's data center strategy. The third site is Sharon, also in Pennsylvania. This is another major project tied to future AI infrastructure development. The big idea is simple. AI companies need power, and KEEL believes its site can help solve that problem. That is, this is why former Bitcoin miners have become interesting again. Bitcoin mining sites already use a lot of electricity. Many of these companies already have power access, land, energy relationships, and experience running power-heavy operations. That does not automatically make them successful AI infrastructure companies, but it gives them a starting point. Management has described 2026 as an execution year and 2027 as the year when the company wants to start delivering real AI infrastructure revenue. So this is not an immediate research story. This is a transition story. To summarize today's video, KEEL Infrastructure, the former Bitcoin miner, Bitfarm, is trying to become an AI infrastructure landlord. It already has an energy-heavy site and Bitcoin-related assets. Now the question is whether it can convert those assets into the long-term data center revenue. That is the opportunity and also there is the risk. If KEEL signs strong customers and executes well, the market may start to value it less like a Bitcoin miner and more like an AI infrastructure related company. But if the contract do not come, then it may remain a former Bitcoin miner with a big transition story. So the stock has moved ahead of the fundamental. Investors are pricing in the possibility of future lease agreement. Entering the stock before the company actually have a big contract can be very risky. So be careful to invest of this stock. But as always, this is not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, so please do your own research before investing. Thank you for watching my video today and see you in the next video.